Hi everybody, Ben here from Art Less Ordinary. So, I am going to do rainbow colours. So, I'm going to do a swipe, but slightly different to how I normally do everything. So, hopefully it looks cool. I'm not actually sure. So, I just like having fun and we'll see how this turns out. So, the colours I have are marte paints, lemon yellow, orange, brilliant red, purple, phthalo blue, cerulean blue, turquoise. They are all 20 grams paint and 20 grams pouring medium. My pouring medium is Elmers clear glue 70%, water 30% mixture. So they are 20 grams paint, 20 grams pouring medium, so 50-50. Then I have 2 cups of white. I don't know how much white I need. So the whites are 70 grams paint and 70 grams pouring medium in each. So I've kind of mixed everything at the same ratio. The only difference I'm going to do is I am going to add a bit of silicone oil to the colours. I think I'm just going to go 2 drops. 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. Now I'm going to give them just a little stir. I usually stir my silicone in really well, but this time I'm not going to. I'm hoping for larger cells. I don't really care if they're a little bit out of shape. I don't have to have perfectly round cells in this one. I just want some cells. So I will give it another little stir just before I pour the colours on, because I won't be doing the colours just yet. Now, I am going to put these aside for the minute. How am I going to do this? I'm going to move my white over here and put my colours over here and do my best not to knock anything on the floor. Oops. Trying to keep them in the same order I want them poured in, so I don't do anything stupid, which can happen. So before I actually put the colours on, I'm actually going to do a base coat in white. So the white doesn't have any silicone. It's an alright consistency, so I made up lots of white because I really didn't know how much I was going to need, and I would rather more than less. I think I'm going to have to use some of this one. Okay. Now I'm going to spread this out with my palette knife. It's a lot thicker than when I do my ghost swipes. Now I need it to be over the edges, so I may have to tilt it. So I'm going to just put some gloves on while I do some tilting. I could do with the larger actually painting table today for what I have planned in my head. I hope works out. So I'm just tilting it so it goes over the edges. It's not always easy when you've got so much paint there, because it starts going off areas you don't want it to go off yet. Okay. Now let's hope that's gone over all four sides. Just going to grab little bits and just touch it up where it hasn't gone completely. Alright, that looks like it has covered all four sides, so I'm going to get my gloves off now. So it's quite thick, so it may take longer to dry than some of my other artworks. But before I go too much further, I am going to just pop these bubbles quickly. One more. No, he doesn't want to pop. Oh, if there's a couple that don't want to pop, don't overdo it, because I don't want to get a film on the canvas. A bit of dust or hair. Another one there. It's easier to do it now before I start putting anything else on. Okay. That's done. Now, I am going to, so just a tiny stir, just because I don't want the silicone to settle too much. So as you can see, I'm just kind of overlapping it slightly. I may put a little bit more in so I got less white. Come on, drip. So I may just go back with that orange a little bit and just fill in some of that white. Now I haven't gone completely to the edge. I don't mind if there's a little bit of white negative space on the sides a bit. And it shouldn't really matter that I'm a little bit light at this end, because a lot of this end gets pushed off when you do the swipe, because I'm swiping from that side down to here. So alright. Now what I do want to do, that should be enough. I'm going to put a couple of drops of silicone into this white, because this is what I'm going to be swiping with. Give that a little stir. And I'm putting that down across this end here. So I will have a white negative space at one end. That's okay. Well, it better be okay. I'm going to have to move my cups because they are going to get in my way. Because my swipe tool is a little bit bigger than the canvas. So make sure you've cleared your space. I'm running out of spare space over here. Okay, that's them gone. We'll get this silicone out of the way, and my silicone is Hermars silicone oil. Alright, double check I'm recording. Yep, it's still going. Now, the fun part. What I may actually do, if I know where I put them. Couldn't find my paper towels because I had a block of chocolate sitting on top of them. Who doesn't like chocolate? Okay, I'm going to put this at the end here for my swipe tool to go onto. I so hope I don't make a mess. Slightly concerned I'm going to. I might just quickly... No, I can't get that. I'm just going to get a cardboard box. Actually, I can use this lid. I've got my spare lid to chuck my swipe tool onto once I finish swiping, because it's going to be messy. Now, I'm going to get the white and I'm going to swipe all the way over the colours. Sorry about my shadow getting in the way a little bit. So I'm just resting it down. And just pulling across. Okay, less messy than I predicted. Excellent. Just giving it a little wipe. Now put that out of the way. Now for the fun part. Without overdoing it, I'm going to try and get a bunch of cells to pop up. Now this can be the hard part sometimes. You want to get close enough to get cells, but you don't want to over cluster your canvas. So I'm just going at a height for the moment. Just warming it all up. Okay, I have to get a little bit closer. Oh, there we go, there's a couple. So always just remember, you can add more, you can't take any off. So if you just take it easy at first. I am getting a little bit closer because I need to bring up some cells. I don't really want too much negative space. So, but if I just go easy with it at first. going to turn this off for a minute. Now, that is super hot. Don't put it where it's going to touch anything, including yourself. Now, let's just have a look at how this is going. So, my cells are staying quite small. I was kind of wanting ones to pop up and become a little bit more bigger and different. But I do like it. When I used to do cells, when I first started pouring, I used to make my mixture so much more thinner that I used to get really, they weren't really cells as in, well, they were cells. They weren't circular at all. They were completely haphazard shape, and I kind of liked it. When I was kind of going for that effect in this, but it's not so much what I got. I kind of got quite uniform cells. And I think I've got a little bit too much white at the top. So I'm just thinking, is there anything I could do to alter this? That's just my brain thinking out loud. I actually believe for now, I don't think I will actually do too much to change it. I may just torch a little bit more in some of these smaller gaps and see if I can just sell them up a little bit, just so it does actually look a bit more uniform. There we go. Okay. So this is quite cool. It was actually a little bit different to what I pictured in my head. I was expecting a little bit more, not so uniform in these cells area. But I do like these ones that have come up down the side, which are white cells with like a touch of colour or a ring around them. And that's because the paint didn't go all the way to the edge when I did that, but it seemed to over this side, but not so much over that side. It's kind of looking cool, the ones that are on the side here that are running off. I wonder if I should try and tilt this at all. Tilting it could do one of two things. It could make it awesome, or I could ruin it. So it's sometimes a major decision, and I believe I might tilt it slightly just to see what happens. Okay, now they're going over the edge. I'm going to stop. But I'm also going to come back and tilt it this way. It is going to stretch my cells, and they're going to go a little bit more out of shape. But if you just do it slowly, then you can watch what's happening. This part here is moving, not so much the ends. I'm going to stop there because otherwise I'm going to stretch that middle and not the ends. Because all the paint now is heavier right here. So I'm just bringing that back a little bit. And do I want to try and tilt it this way? No. Because same thing's going to happen. I'm going to move that center part that way, and not the bottom and the top won't move. Don't know why I've got little bits of something falling in there. Alright, well this is what I'm going to have to leave it as for now. But I'm going to... I like it, but it's not what I pictured in my head. So when you have pictures in your head, sometimes you got to do things a few times until you get it the way that you want. But this is a good test run. So, I'm pleased with this. So I just got to get paint off my hands before I grab the camera, because it's also my phone. I go everywhere with paint on my hands. I don't want paint all over my phone too. Okay, so how does that look for you guys? Can you see it? Yeah, that's looking pretty cool. So let's come down for a close-up. Okay, so there we go. Is this light annoying? Where are we? There we go. So that's the whole artwork. Definite coolness in here. Some really groovy cells. Different colours. And I'm going to slightly alter what I do next time, just so I can get what I actually envisioned. Where we are, focus. Cool. So there is a rainbow swipe. I have left out green for a reason. I don't have the right green. I need a phthalo green when I've only got like a sap green, and the sap green, I don't know, it doesn't work as well as this one. So might figure out if I've got a different one somewhere else. But I hope you guys like this. Enjoy. Let me know what you think. So like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you soon for another pour. Okay. Good night, everyone. Bye.